Imagine walking down a narrow, dark tunnel deep beneath the busy streets of Paris. The sounds of the city above fade away. The air grows cool and still. Then suddenly you turn a corner, and the walls around you are made of bones. Skulls stare out from stacks of carefully arranged bones, reaching from the floor almost to the ceiling. You are in the Catacombs of Paris, one of the most mysterious and unforgettable places in the world. The catacombs are a giant underground maze lined with the remains of more than 6 million people. They are quiet, dark, and unlike anything most people have ever seen. But how did they get there? Why are there so many bones under the city? To understand the catacombs, we need to go back hundreds of years to the time when Paris was growing fast and facing a serious problem. In the 1700s, Paris was one of the largest and busiest cities in Europe. But all those people meant the cemeteries were filling up quickly. The biggest cemetery in the city, called Les Innocents, had been used for centuries. Eventually there was no more space. Sometimes the graves would overflow, and the smell would spread through the neighborhood. It was not only unpleasant, it was also unhealthy. After a large cemetery wall collapsed in the 1780s, spilling bones into nearby homes, the leaders of Paris knew something had to be done. They decided to move many of the old graves out of the overcrowded cemeteries and into tunnels beneath the city. These tunnels were not new. They were part of an old system of stone quarries, places where people had once dug out limestone to build the city above. The city workers began moving bones into the tunnels at night, using wagons covered in black cloth. The first bones were brought in 1786. It took many years to transfer them all. The workers carefully stacked the bones in long rows, with skulls arranged in patterns. Some parts of the catacombs even have shapes made from bones, like hearts and crosses. The people who created the catacombs wanted it to be more than just a place to store bones. They treated it like a memorial, a respectful way to honor the dead. Signs were placed on the walls with sayings in French and Latin, reminders that life is short and everyone eventually dies. One sign near the entrance reads, "Stop, this is the Empire of the Dead." The catacombs were not open to the public at first. They were mainly used to fix the cemetery problem. But over time, people became curious about what was down there. In the early 1800s, small tours were allowed. Famous people like Napoleon's son and the poet Charles Baudelaire are said to have visited. Today, part of the catacombs is open to visitors who want to learn more about the history of Paris and see the strange beauty hidden beneath its streets. Only a small section of the catacombs is open to the public. The rest is closed off and protected. The part visitors see is just under a mile long, but the full network of tunnels stretches more than 200 miles under Paris. That's longer than the entire city above. Even though only some parts are open, the catacombs attract thousands of people every year. Visitors must walk down a long spiral staircase to reach the tunnels, then follow the winding path through rooms filled with bones. There is no music, no flashing lights, just silence, stone, and the quiet presence of history. It's a place that makes people think about the past, about life, and about how people are remembered. Some people find the catacombs spooky, and it's true that it's a little like stepping into a ghost story. But many also find it peaceful, respectful, and even beautiful in its own way. The bones are arranged carefully, not tossed aside. They are part of a larger story, one about a city that had to find a way to care for its dead while continuing to grow and change. In recent years, the catacombs have become a popular place to visit, but there are still rules. Only a limited number of people can go in at once, and visitors are not allowed to touch the bones or take anything. Flash photography is also not allowed to help protect the site. The goal is to preserve the catacombs so future generations can visit and learn from them too. There are also secret groups of people, called cataphiles, who explore the closed parts of the catacombs without permission. They sneak in through hidden entrances and maps, and some even hold small events down in the tunnels. But these areas can be dangerous. They are dark, confusing, and easy to get lost in, so the city works hard to keep them closed and safe. The catacombs of Paris are a reminder of how cities change and how people find creative ways to solve problems. What started as a health emergency became something much more, a place of memory, mystery, and quiet reflection. They are not just about death, they are also about life and about how we care for those who came before us. So if you ever find yourself in Paris and want to go somewhere a little different, think about visiting the catacombs. As you walk through the cool stone tunnels and see the carefully stacked bones, you'll be taking a journey into the past, and you'll leave with a story you'll never forget.